8:52 from the flight deck, as we say. We're the only show in America. We have a lot of onlys, you know that? We have a Special Forces Colonel visit like Colonel Bucci just did. We also have the only radio show of our kind that broadcasts live television, and we have an in-house psychotherapist. She's a member of the American Psychotherapy Association. She's Houstonian Jill Payne. She joins us today, and with scheduling, we moved her up a little just for today. So, Jill, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Sam, and I want to congratulate you again on your nomination. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's move on.
To the Schmuck Society. No, it's very nice. I was nominated again for the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, and I think it's the fourth time now. So I've become the Susan Lucci of our industry.
Oh.
It'll be 16 times before I get
No
it.
poo. Four times, that's it.
From your lips to God's ears. Well, if that's the case, we'll drink scotch together and celebrate.
We are going to do it.
Okay, all right. Thank you for the kind words.
Okay.
Right.
So I wanted to talk about the trumpets today, and because they had the trumpets, which are Trump, Melania, Ivanka, and of course the famous Donald Trump Jr., who was so famous yesterday. He was on 24/7.
And you know what? First of all, he's a very...
Just for emails.
Yeah, he's a handsome, articulate man who's used to New York City politics.
Yes.
I mean, New York City real estate. So politics is like a step down, you know, because you're used to dealing with real sharks around the table when you're doing a land lease deal, like I say at 44th and 4th in Midtown. This is like nothing.
So I'm going to let you know psychologically, I was thinking, what in the heck is going on? And remember, I had talked about adjustment disorder, and I cannot diagnose people because unless you come to me, Sam, as a psychotherapist, I cannot diagnose you. That would not be ethically correct. So I can say it appears to be. Well, people are having, it's obvious people are having adjustment issues. Okay, so if they're having adjustment issues, what's going on is they're having some cognitive distortion problems with their thought processes. And I'm going to give you two that are going on so you can understand what happened yesterday. It was ridiculous. I was seeing clients, and every time I'd finish seeing a client, I'd listen to the news. Bop, Donald Trump Jr. I'm thinking, what? I mean, he's a nice guy, but come on. You know, North Korea is a bigger issue than okay. So what's going on is something called catastrophizing. Okay, and what that is there's two points to it. One is predicting a negative outcome. The second one is jumping to the conclusion that if the negative outcome happens, it would be a catastrophe. So I'm going to give you just an example so people will understand. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's basically making a mountain out of a molehill. So you're driving along and you're going to work, and all of a sudden you go over a nail. Oh my gosh, you get a flat tire. Oh, I've got a flat tire. I'm going to be late for work. Oh no, I'm going to be late for work. I'm going to lose my job, and I'm going to lose my job, and then my wife's going to divorce me. Oh no, and the kids are going to leave. Okay, that's what's going on here. And what's happening also is something called mental filtering. You were talking about this. How come they're just focusing on this negativity stuff? Well, mental filtering is where you filter out all the positive and you only focus on the negative. So those are the two things that are going on right here, and it's all because of people are devastated of what happened in the campaign. And it causes anxiety and it causes depression. And that's what's going on.
And Jill Payne, our in-house psychotherapist.
That's going to be in my book. So this is all going in my book. And I also wanted to talk about the other, some positive stuff. And I know we don't have a lot of time, but I wanted to talk about some really neat things that happened this week, because it's a big conglomeration of things going on that triggers, just like you had someone else on your show today saying that people are holding back this information and only shoving it out when something spectacular happens when Trump does something. And it could be. So what I'm saying is there's a pattern going on here. Right. So what happened with the G20 meeting, I know we don't have a lot of time, so I just want to go real quick. So we had Trump. Trump did a great job. I saw, I don't know if you were watching too. There was a little tweet about Trump sitting by himself and saying, oh, this is, okay. Well, that was a bunch of baloney, because if you looked at the videos of Trump, he was working the crowd. If you saw him, he was working the crowd. He'd go up to people that liked him. They'd introduce him to other people. I saw him. He was working the crowd. So when he was sitting with people, I saw he was very at ease. He did the steeple, which is this, which shows that you feel very comfortable with yourself. It's an empowering position, and yes, do it. It gets people. It signifies that you're very powerful. Okay, so he was doing all these things. He was moving his body over to people that he was talking to. He was smiling. His body was very at ease. Okay, so this is what he was doing when he met Putin, which was very interesting. When he met him outside of the meeting, he shook his hand straight on, equal. He patted his arm underneath, which was, hey, I like you, I'm in control, and also put his hand on his back, which said, hey, I'm letting you know I like you, I'm with you, I'm in control here. Yet, when he went in the meeting, he literally gave Putin the upper hand. Did you see what he did with his hand?
No, real quick, I'm running out of time. What did he do? Real quick.
Oh, okay. He put his hand literally first. He goes to Putin, who was sitting, I don't know, on his left, and he put his hand this way, literally, to give Putin the upper hand. And he did it twice and then went like this to let Putin know that he had the upper hand. Wait, let me finish real quick. For dessert, who did he have Putin sit with?
I don't know.
Melania! You have this man who's very macho sit with this gorgeous woman that can speak his language. It's not Russian she speaks some other language that they had that they could speak.
Slovak,
and that was called misattribution. What?
No, I gotta run. You're chock full.
Okay, that's it. I'm just saying. So that was going on, and then they couldn't take it, so they did this Trump thing, the junior Trump thing, and then they put that out.
Our in-house psychotherapist on a roll today, Jill Payne. Wrapping up hour 2.